video recorded on the school board's website. Ms. Williams, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, Chairman Alexander. Dr. Shantae Jones.
Here.
Ms. Stacy Cyberling.
Here.
Ms. Ellen Slobodnik.
Here.
Mr. Michael Cummings.
Here.
Mr. Paul Alexander.
Here. All right. Ms. Lanier, would you care to lead us in a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Do we have any additions or corrections to the agenda?
No additions or corrections.
Thank you, Dr. Saunders. Can I get a motion and a second for approval of the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda. Second.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. All right, consent agenda, assuming everyone's had a chance to review the documentation, can I get a motion and a second to approve consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion and second passes. Thank you. Superintendent Spotlight. Dr. Saunders.
I'll have Dr. Grosser come forward. We've got a room full of spotlights, so I'll let her take that over.
You know how this mouse treats
Yeah,
me.
get the mouse. Yep.
Always go first, and the mouse is always a little slow. All right, well, we'll go into it, see if it goes in there in a minute. I got nothing. All right, good evening, Chairman Alexander and members of the board. It is our last spotlight of the school year, and so in the spirit of spotlight, we went ahead and tried to pack the house for you with some great stories to wrap up this school year. First off, we're going to start with the VSBA Regional Spring Art Competition. So each spring, at the VSBA Regional Spring Networking Forums, an art contest is held to showcase student art from the region. Each school division submits an elementary, a middle, and a high school entry. The artwork is judged, and the artwork selected for first place is shared throughout the year with the membership and spotlighted at the annual convention. So tonight we want to spotlight the winners from our schools. So if you are here with us today, I'm looking for Jorge Alberto Hernandez Velasquez. If you're here, come on up. Caitlin Palacios Ortega and Daniela Quadros. If you guys are here, come on up. Okay, so I am, because we don't have Jorge with us today, anyone want to guess the title of this work? You see this? Godzilla. Yes. And it looks like it's a pencil drawing. So this was from, I don't know if it goes this way or this way, I'm not entirely sure. I think Godzilla goes up. So this is from one of our 5th graders at Manassas Park Elementary School. So that was the winner there. And girls, come on over, and I want you to tell us the name of yours, and go ahead and hold yours up. What's the name? Do you remember the name of yours? She doesn't remember that. I have it on paper. Okay. So this one is the honor of 9/11. Why did this one come to mind for you? What were you thinking about when you were deciding what to do your artwork on?
Mostly like the memory and the names of all the people that passed away.
That's great. I don't know if you want to walk over this more clearly. It's really nice. Okay, and then we have Caitlin. And Caitlin, do you remember the name of yours? Timeless. It's on the back. I have it written down as timeless, so you want to go ahead and show it to them? And what were you thinking about when you were choosing what to draw?
Mainly like how it couldn't be really affected by like the trends that happen, and how it always just like stay like a moment in time.
So she said how to not be affected by all the trends that are happening and how to stay in a moment of time, which looks really peaceful. Well, great job. We want to recognize you guys for your hard work. Hold on to your pictures. Come on up here. We're going to take a picture really quickly. You're going to.
Where are we going?
Oh, sorry. All right, ready? 1, Okay, and while we are on the topic of art, Jacqueline Smith, the clerk of the 31st Circuit Court, held her 4th annual Law Day Art Contest award ceremony on May 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the Judicial Center's 3rd floor atrium, where several students received prizes for their artwork. Clerk Smith's annual art contest combines civics and art and offers local students an interactive way to illustrate decision-making and civil discourse. Law professionals across the county observe Law Day in May every year to promote a better understanding of the legal profession and the role of law in society. This year, several students from the Prince William County Human Rights Student Leadership Council joined to deliberate as peer jurors for the contest. The student jurors were captivated by the powerful symbols of democracy, diversity, and people using their voices in their artwork. They noted that the artists effectively conveyed the theme with their colorful and inspiring pieces. And they did select one winner from all of Prince William County for elementary, middle, and high. And the middle school winner for all of Prince William County was from our very own Manassas Park Middle School. And it was Layla No with Hear Us. Now, I don't have her artwork, but I don't know if you can see it. If you're looking here, it's this one, right? Is it that one, Layla? It was that one. And I remember because I was in Miss Tuttle's office and she had the pieces of artwork laying in front of her desk, and I couldn't even listen to Miss Tuttle what she was saying, because this picture here was so beautiful sitting right there. I couldn't believe.
It's amazing.
Yeah, if you zoom in on it, it is amazing. So Layla, come on over here. Do you want to tell us what you were thinking about when you came up with this idea? How did that come to mind?
I thought about how people's words can affect our democracy, and how it's there's some like variety of people, and how like our like we're kind of grateful that like our country's so like free and like variety of everyone having like their own opinions.
So she was talking about having that variety of people, and you can see that represented in the painting. That was amazing. You had a great idea, and you also clearly are very talented in art, so congratulations to you. Stay on up here and take your picture with Mr. Allegheny. All right, next up tonight, Manassas Park High School senior Lucas Vargas is no stranger to the school board spotlight. I feel like you've been here before, Lucas. I think you've been here before. But tonight he is here for his final honor as he graduated from Manassas Park High School this past Saturday on June 1st. And this last honor he has in the spotlight tonight is a big one. Lucas has been awarded a Gates Millennium Scholarship. If you aren't already familiar with that and you know what a big deal it is, I'm going to tell you just a little bit more about that program. The Gates Millennium Scholars Program, established in 1999, is a $1.6 billion initiative funded by a grant from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The goal of GMS is to provide and to promote academic excellence and provide students with an opportunity for outstanding minority students with significant financial need to reach their highest potential, increasing the representation of these target groups in the disciplines of computer science, education, engineering, library science, math, public health, and the sciences, where these groups are severely underrepresented. Developing a diversified group of future leaders for America by facilitating successful completions of bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. They provide seamless support from undergraduate through doctoral programs for students selected as Gates Millennium Scholars entering these targeted disciplines. The Gates Scholarship, what's unique about it, it is a full ride, including all tuition, all books, lodging, and fees for the entire time the student chooses to go to college.
Wow.
That is a tremendous honor. And they do give away 1,000 across the entire country every year. So 1 in 1,000 is right here at Manassas Park High School. So Lucas, come up here because I want you to tell us. So I'm curious, I hear you're going to Carnegie Mellon University, and this talks about these different career pathways. Which one have you selected? What are you going to study?
So I decided at Carnegie Mellon I'm going to try to double major in electrical and computer engineering and their robotics program. Yeah, and then one thing I'm looking forward to is they have a racing club where you get to build cars in like a Formula One style and then compete against other colleges.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
I'm interested to see how that goes.
You'd be pretty busy.
A little bit, yeah.
Congratulations, we're
Thank you
so
so
proud
much.
of you. All right, so right here, you can take a picture. right, we are still rolling on. All right, so over the last few weeks and few months, whenever good things happen in the division, we often get emails about it. So over these last few months, we have gotten so many emails congratulating our music department on their superior performance. I said, this is Mr. Cummings' spotlight. He's going to love this one because we're going to talk about the music programs. And so we've seen how many times our musicians have been awarded highest ratings in all of their music district assessments. And we are proud to announce that both Manassas Park Middle School and Manassas Park High School have been named Blue Ribbon Schools of Music. The VMEA Blue Ribbon Award is the highest award given to schools' music programs in the Commonwealth of Virginia and recognizes achieved excellence in band, orchestra, and choral performance. All top eligible performing groups must receive a final superior rating at VMEA District Concert Performance Assessment to qualify for this award. So before we found out about the Blue Ribbon Award, there were a few other things that I thought maybe we'd mention. I think we've mentioned in other spotlights, and we do have, I want to recognize tonight, we have Christina Shank, choral director from the high school. We have Molly Berlasky, band director from the high school. We have Travis Carden, band director from the middle school. Kelly Bircher is back there, choral director from the middle school. Anybody else teach music here? Anybody else? I think I got everybody. So if I get any of these wrong, please step in. So we had 42 students auditioned in total, and 27 of them were placed in honors band from our District 9 all-district honors band from the high school. That was one of our things that we had. We also had the largest number of students accepted from Manassas Park High School into the District 9 Honors Choir. Back in February, we sent 25 students, and we had 4 alternates to the District Honors Choir, so that was another thing we highlighted. The high school had 14 musicians who made it into District Band, 5 of which were eligible to audition at the state level for the All-VA. Symphonic Band scored perfect ones from all 4 judges at their assessment, and they got a rating of superior for the 2023 District Band Assessment. And they played some of the hardest music I think that they've ever played when they got that. So those are just a few of the highlights. I think there's a whole lot more because we had so many names and all of these things, but I wanted you to see some of the pictures of our kids in action. Did I miss anything big? Was there any other big one you guys got?
Nice.
Yeah. So there's been a lot. I went back through my email and just searched like music recognition. I mean, there were so many. I had to like try to compile them all together. So I wanted to mention tonight in Spotlight how great these programs are for our kids. We often talk about how they're doing in reading and math and getting them to graduation, but this really is a key piece of their education. And we thank you guys for your hard work and our students for their hard work as well. And this concludes our Spotlight tonight. Actually, I think I'm going to Mr. Forrest. Oh, Mr. Carden. No, go ahead. Okay. That's great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's a high percentage.
That's more than
That's
half.
a really high percentage. Good job, Mr. Carden. I always enjoy visiting your class. I end up down that way for some reason and often stop in, and they're always making great music. Am I going to senior stories? Okay. All right. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and pass the spotlight over to Mr. Forrest, principal at Manassas Park High School, for senior stories.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us. So Charles Forrest, principal of the high school, and then Melissa Pitts and Tricia Williams, assistant principals. So thank you for this opportunity to share some of our senior stories from this year. Each time we have the opportunity to speak on behalf of our graduates who overcome obstacles and challenges, I feel like we open a small window into the high school and display the amazing efforts of our staff and, more importantly, of our students. So before we get into some of the stories of the seniors, just give you a little bit of a profile. Our graduation was this past Saturday. We had 260 graduates who walked across the stage. Of our graduates, about 42% earned an advanced studies diploma, which is an amazing thing. In our senior survey that we give to our graduates, this is again kind of self-reported. 4 graduates indicated that they would go directly into the armed forces, and a little over 8% of our graduates plan on entering the workforce right away. 57% of our graduates indicated that they plan on furthering their education out of high school. Out of that 57, About 26% will go to a 4-year college, and around 31% will choose a 2-year school or trade school. The class of 2024 was quite accomplished in earning scholarships and grants to aid them in their educational pursuits. Collectively, again, this is all self-reported. Best that we could tabulate, our graduates earned over $1,241,680 in scholarships, which is quite amazing for them to earn. I would say that one of the highlights of our graduation ceremony, I think, are always our graduation speakers. So they help encapsulate and summarize the experiences of the senior class so well. This year was no different. Maddie Alexander, our class president, spoke on never giving up on one's dream and to use one's time wisely. Brandon Aragon encouraged the graduating class to embrace every opportunity to push yourself out of your comfort zone and to embrace the unfamiliar. So that's just a little snapshot of what our graduation and our graduating class as well. So Mrs. Pitts and Mrs. Williams will share a couple stories, and then I'll share a story, and then we'll close.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting us this evening to come and share some stories about our amazing seniors. There are 2 incredible stories that I would like to share with you tonight. The first senior is a student that has not always had an easy life, bouncing around between mom and dad and eventually to his grandparents. Grandparents were his rock, providing stability for him. Grandfather came to all his sporting events, but grandfather sadly passed away, and there was no one else to attend his games anymore. He stopped playing sports and really stopped caring about school altogether. Earlier this year, he was promised a car if he graduated, so he worked hard and got caught back up to be able to graduate on time. Unfortunately, the money saved for his car had to go towards medical bills for his grandmother who became ill. Despite all the hardships and distractions, he still really wanted to graduate to make himself and his grandparents proud. He is the first member of his family to graduate, and he was able to walk across the stage on Saturday. The second senior I would like to highlight tonight, I have known since the elementary school, and I even taught her mother when I was back at the middle school. She has overcome many obstacles throughout the years since I've known her. She made the decision this year that she wanted to graduate and to graduate on time. For many years, she has been assisting her siblings, but this year she had to step up, not only to assist them, but to help in raising them when her mother became ill and landed in the hospital. Once her mother returned home, not only did she have to assist with the siblings, she had to also assist with attending to her mother. It was a struggle for her to attend school on a regular basis and to keep up with her schoolwork. With the support of her teachers, counselors, and her determination, she was able to pass all her state testing and the needs of her classes. I am proud of her and can't wait to see what life's journey has in store for her. Those are my 2 that I would like to highlight tonight. Thank you.
Good evening. I would also like to highlight 2 seniors. The first is from a very young age, the student knew that they wanted to be a nurse. They joined our CTE program, grew stronger, and after the birth of a child during junior year, still continued to excel. This person worked really hard on their goals and was successful. And because of their hard work and determination, the program in which they went out to work has made some changes, making her eligible for immediate employment. And we are very proud of her. My second student arrived in January of 2023 with a composite English language score of only 1.5 and was initially placed in the 9th grade due to lack of credits. But recognizing the student's potential, the ESOL teacher and counselor continued to advocate for the student, hoping to receive transcripts eventually from the home country, which came in several months later. After a very in-depth review, it was determined that the student did indeed have enough credits to become a senior. This student graduated with an advanced diploma with all A's from Manassas Park High School and will be attending college in the fall with several academic scholarships and will be a collegiate athlete. Thank you.
And then finally, the last senior is a great story. Our last senior had multiple behavioral concerns throughout his time at high school and had a pattern of failing tests and classes needed for graduation, and this went on for several years. I would say he lived in the hallways more than the classrooms, constantly needed to be escorted to class, and was not always pleasant to those who walked him to class. Two things really changed, I think, for him. For the first time this year, he really buckled down and worked extremely hard to pass the credential test. He put in all this extra time and he passed. And he was so proud that he carried his certificate of completion around the school, showing it off to his friends and teachers. And although it was just the first of many steps, it gave him the confidence to keep trying. And for, I think, one of the first times he really thought, I can do this, I can graduate. And you could really see that change. The second part, or the second key, is a little bit more humorous as well. One of our teachers overheard him in the hallway talking to a friend about needing deodorant and how he was going to obtain it from a local store by any means necessary. The teacher told him, don't do that. I will help you out. What kind do you want? The student told him, I don't believe you. And so they started negotiating, and they settled for Old Spice. So the next day, the teacher delivered. And from that moment on, that teacher could escort that student to class in ways that the rest of us could not. So again, it just shows that impact. So just a couple of takeaways or points. Obviously, we love doing these stories because our students are more than numbers or data points. Data is important, but again, those students are more important. It also takes a wonderful team of dedicated adults. Whether it's prepping a student for a test or buying them Old Spice, it really does take all of us to be able to support our students. And along with that, I would say personalization. Every student is different, has different needs, and our teachers and our staff does a fabulous job of recognizing that and working with students. So those are our stories, and of course, congratulations to the class of 2024. Thank you.
We should put Miles last, he's been long.
Yeah, I talk too much.
Congratulations to our winners, regional and the Clerks Award, and Lucas for the scholarship, the Gates Scholarship, and all of our Blue Ribbon winners. Thank you so much, the middle school and the high school, and the directors supporting those students and those programs. And also congratulations to the highlighted seniors. You did more than graduate high school, for sure. And thank you for to all the students. It was a pleasure watching you all walk across the stage on Saturday.
I'll go ahead. I'm always in awe of all the talent and perseverance and dedication that is highlighted for us as a board of our young scholars, as well as the amazing staff that make up Manassas Park. I just want to say, on behalf of the board, thank you for exemplifying Cougar Pride, and congratulations to all of our students and their accomplishments. To our students especially, you guys all have bright futures, and we are very excited to follow along your journey. Just don't forget us here at Manassas Park.
Sure. All right, congratulations to all of those who won the art competition, saying everything that my colleagues have already said, but definitely congratulations to all of those. Congratulations to Lucas, to all for becoming the Blue Ribbon Schools, Manassas Park Middle School and High School music programs. I've witnessed like how great you all are and well-deserved. And then for all the senior stories, congratulations to all the graduates, to all the staff that helped to get them through, and the parents as well. Thank you all and congratulations. And that's what I got.
All right, so just want to say congratulations. One more time, 2 more times, 6 more times, to our music program for just cleaning house. That's awesome. Blue Ribbon twice, 2 years in a row, high school and middle school. It says a lot about the program. It says a lot about the dedication from the parents as well as the teachers and the students. To get the buy-in is no joke. I also want to say congratulations to our art winners. Wow, you guys have put forth some serious, the talent displayed was top notch. Congratulations to Lucas for getting that, earning that Gates Millennium Scholarship. I can only imagine the amount of hard work that he put in, and having to write that was, congratulations. He really earned it. Also, one last time,
one more time. Congratulations to the seniors. They put forth some effort. The senior stories, it just really encapsulates exactly what it's like, especially that last one, what it's like in high school. Sometimes you just have to find that way to get to a student, and then they grow, then they have that light bulb turn on. So it's a beautiful thing. And thank you for sharing those, by the way. And congratulations, Miles. Good luck.
Everybody always saves me for last because I talk too much. But arts education is alive and well in Manassas Park, and I am very happy to see that. And being a product of the music program specifically at both the middle school and the high school, I have had 3 out of the 4 teachers that we saw today. The amazing work that they're doing consistently year after year after year after year is amazing to see, and I cannot wait to see what they do after this year as well. To my best friend Lucas, I know you're probably not watching right now, but congratulations, and I am so proud of you. Lucas moved here in 4th grade, and I was in his first class, and we've been friends ever since. And being on this journey with him has just been an amazing experience, and he's an amazing person. He's super duper smart. I could never do what he does. But seeing all of his accomplishments, especially over the past year, has been exciting, and I am just super duper proud of him, and I know he's going to do great things at Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh. And last but not least, to my class of 2024, I am so proud of all of you. One of the things that Dr. Saunders talked about when she was addressing us at commencement was how tight-knit of a class that we are, and we really do care about each other. And I hope to stay in touch with most of you. And I think we really are going to do big things someday, and I'm excited to see what everyone has to offer. Thank you to our administrators at the high school, Mr. Forrest, Ms. Williams, Ms. Pitts. I know I'm everywhere all at the same time. Huge shout out to Ms. Williams for just giving me so much extra encouragement, especially in the mornings. This is Ms. Williams, either 2nd or 3rd year. 3rd year, and we've been peas in a pod ever since she moved here. And I truly, truly thank God for you. And it's hard leaving, honestly. Miss Pitts was my elementary school assistant principal, so we've known each other for a long time. But I'm rambling. But shout out to my class of 2024, and thank you to all the administrators. And I am just so grateful to have been placed in this district with so many amazing teachers and administrators to help lead and guide these amazing schools.
So I'd like to say something. You don't talk too much. You just have a lot of value to add. That's the way it is.
Oh, okay. Yay, I'm last.
These are not the end of meeting comments, though. So these are kind of just on the announcements.
Yes, I'm last for right now.
Okay.
Congratulations to the art competition winners. They did amazing. I'm a fan of art myself, so seeing the talent that we have coming into like the, whatever grades you're going into, because I don't know what grades you're in right now. It's amazing. I hope you guys continue that path. And congratulations to Lucas, again, as everyone else said, for earning that scholarship. And I'm super proud of him. I've done it for a while, so it's exciting to see like what he's gonna do in the future. Congratulations to our middle school and high school for earning the blue ribbon. Again, yay, we did so good. I'm so proud of like everyone. It was amazing. And to those seniors, the stories, I figured out who some of them were. So I want to say like congratulations to them for really, I
don't know how to word it, like pushing themselves to keep going with everything that they were going through, and for finally and graduating and doing amazing. And thank you to our administrators. You guys did amazing. Congratulations to the class of 2024. It was amazing watching all of you walk across the stage on Saturday. I cried, but I will miss you all dearly, and I hope we can stay in touch. But yeah, congratulations to everyone.
I'm not gonna repeat much, but in case you guys were leaving, Charles and team, I just wanted to thank you guys for Saturday, the weather. Appreciate that. That was a good job. Well done. Honestly, I had a new perspective this go round. Chair Kirkland could understand what I'm about to say, like being behind the scenes and seeing all of the kids and the way they flocked to you and your staff and the amount of hugs and tears on both sides. It's moving as a parent because you don't get to see that. Really, you just see the business side of it all. But to really see how much the kids have, the impact that the teachers have on the kids and vice versa. It's really amazing to see that, and it's not something I've ever got to see before. So it was very moving to get an opportunity to see that behind the scenes. So I just appreciated that. All right. Moving on. So did that qualify as superintendent announcements, or do we still have superintendent announcements?
No, it did not.
All
There are
right.
still some, there's still superintendent's announcement.
All right.
Just when you thought we were done. Chair, I'd like to welcome Ms. Rachel Kirkland to the podium to share a little bit of information about a new adventure we have going on out there with our parent-teacher connection, parent-teacher organization. So, Ms. Kirkland, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yep, and I'm going to figure out the mysteries of this. Oh, nope, that's not it. Sorry. All right. There we go. Look at me go. Okay, so I'm here to tell you about the all-new Manassas Park Paul Cougar PTSO. I'm Rachel Kirkland. I am the tutoring specialist, and I couldn't resist putting other duties as assigned because I lean into that heavily. Thank you, Ms. Calso, for helping me do that. Obviously, any of us who've been here for any amount of time know that we have not had an active PTSO in 4 buildings in my memory, which is about 20 years of my children's education. Occasionally, we would have one at the younger grades, but just across the board, we have not had one in every single school in my memory. And it's very important. An active PTO or PTSO improves student achievement, it engages families, it improves grades and graduation rates, and really helps to build an even stronger, cohesive school culture. Now, the S in our PTSO really does stand for students. Just as we try to engage parents in volunteering in their children's schools, this is a way to engage our service-minded students into helping their community. It's really about student voice and volunteer opportunities. The reason why we are doing a O instead of an A is that A likes to collect money. It requires the administration of dues, which is something that we were not interested here in Manassas Park. So ideally, we're going to develop a mission and a vision, but for now, it's to enhance the educational experience of the students here, and to kind of foster that community and cooperation between stakeholders and principals. The administration and the PTSO will work very closely to do that. And I've been fortunate enough to kind of facilitate some of that work here in the beginning, and I will continue to support the PTSO as they get going. So, as you remember, they do fundraising nights, those dining events, community service. They are, for the longest time, our teacher support has really been the administration digging deep and providing what they can from their funds, their building funds, and engaging parents where they can. I'm hoping that by having a PTSO that it will take some of that off their plate and just provide more resources and more hands to do that really important work of supporting our students and our staff. So this was my slide to encourage people to get involved. So my 12 viewers on the internet, it really is important that you become involved. It is a great opportunity to network with your community, with your teachers, with your peer parents, with our secondary students. You can have a voice in the decisions and the development of programs of the PTSO. It will be ultimately the way in which people can volunteer in their school community. The PTSO will take over a lot of the coordination of that. And you know, anytime that you serve in a leadership capacity, in any way, there's opportunities for leadership and personal growth. As we have some outstanding people I'm going to talk about here in a second, who are our officers. And you know, Paul may not want to stay there forever. It may be a great opportunity to really kind of develop yourself to go on the school board or take other leadership in the community, because there's a lot of need for it. So the plan is, and ultimately it's going to be up to our new group, but the plan initially, as I presented it to the administrators, is quarterly meetings, rotating between the 4 schools, and maybe sort of an online component too, utilizing Teams for virtual participation. I'm working right now to share structures with our incoming PTSO, like bylaws. Roanoke, Mr. Lyon, was very helpful in giving me a manual from Roanoke County Schools that really does an outstanding job of putting guidelines around, this is not just for PTSOs, but it's for boosters and other things. So I'm going to be working on this, and I probably will have it done by the end of the month. And then I'm also going to look at the regulations that there are and share them with Dr. Grosser in her new capacity. But the PTSO will also be responsible and able, through their own lines. You know, we have the school division's website, we have the school division's social media channels, but the PTSO will also have their own, and they will be able to communicate school events and school activities and opportunities for engagement. So I am pleased to say, as of last Friday, we have a board. Oh my goodness, I forgot to put the president's name. The president of our PTO is Jessica Benitez, and I'm very sorry. Oh, that's you? Okay, I thought that was you. I was trying to remember that. And our vice president is Nish Andaharia. Does anyone know I do not know how to say the gentleman's name yet, but we have our secretary, Tara Cunningham, and Jenny Lopez, our new treasurer. So yes, Jessica, Jenny, Tara, 3 of the 4. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We need members and volunteers. We need people to get engaged and stay engaged. You know, coming to present to the board is one thing, but I'm going to have an ask. I'm going to ask that if you are not busy on June 27th and you're so moved, please come to Cougar at 7 p.m. and hear how this is going to develop with our great new PTSO. Bring a friend, bring a neighbor, bring your best friend. But we want everyone to engage as much and as thoroughly as they can to really help continue to build this community. We're already great. We have a great culture, but a PTSO can only prove to enhance it. And I am deeply grateful for the 3 women and the gentleman who volunteered. And I'd also like to give a special mention to Don Hayford, who also ran for president. And you know, putting yourself out there is hard, and I'm deeply grateful that you did. So thank you to these people, and that is what I have as far as announcements go.
Thank you, Ms. Kirkland. Just a a deep thank you to her as well. So Rachel was kind enough to take this on and to really start to put some structure around something that will inevitably support our students in our community. So thank you to those of you in the audience who have volunteered to jump in and to lead this work. And so I look forward to continuing to work with you all as we grow and just take on new parts of supporting our schools. So thanks to everyone. That is my final superintendent's announcement, but I say that and it's not really, because I do want to take a moment just to thank a couple of people that are here at their, I'm going to say their official last meeting. So we have on one side of me, Mr. Eric Neff, who is retiring and moving to the golf course. I think that's what we've determined. And so just want to thank Eric for his committed service to Manassas Park City Schools. 25 years here, more than 30 years plus in education, but for being a dedicated educator who really has grown in this community and knows this community well. So I want to thank him for his service and for, hopefully he enjoys the last meeting tonight. I also want to thank Miles. I know, he's looking at the time. I do want to shout out to Miles. Miles has paved the way. It was not a paved path for a student school board representative, sort of a dirt path. And so I want to thank Miles for doing that and for really going out there. You're going to be a great educator someday in whatever capacity, and it has been an honor to have you as part of our board. And really, thank you for the dedication and being able to show our other students what they are capable of doing. So thank you for that. And then finally, even though we're going to celebrate her, I think officially on July 1st, my dear friend, Ms. Dana Williams, our board clerk, this is her official last board meeting. She will be retiring and moving on to great things as well. So Dana is a very special person to me, the first person I met in Manassas Park. She joined me when I took my oath of office in several years ago. So I want to thank Dana for her commitment to Manassas Park, not just as a board clerk. She's also an employee in our Human Resources Department. She's a parent of 2 graduates and was a board member as well. So has spent many, many years in our community and will continue to do so and to serve in a different capacity. So just wanted to get that opportunity to share those announcements. Thank you. That's it.
That's it? All right. Thank you, Dr. Saunders. All right. Moving on to new business. The update on the division literacy plan for Manassas Park City Schools.
All right. Good evening, Chair Alexander and members of the board. I'm here tonight to provide you with an update on the school division's literacy plan, which is a new and required submission to the state. I want to thank the administrators, instructional team, reading specialists, and other key staff who have supported this process throughout the school year and who have contributed to the development of the plan. It does hit all 3 of our strategic plan pillars. I do want to highlight pillar 2, building that community and connection. You're going to see at the end that there is a parent piece to all of this as well. You have seen this before, but sharing it as a reminder of the requirements of the Virginia Literacy Act, which will officially go into effect for the 24-25 school year, including the last bullet that requires every school division to develop a literacy plan. This coming year, the plan will focus on grades K through 5, but will be expanded to 6 through 8 the following year. So I'm going to walk you through each section of the plan, and you should have the plan attached in board docs.
and give you a high-level overview of the elements of each section. So Section 1 deals specifically with the development of a literacy vision. This was developed with input from the instructional team, administrators, reading specialists, and other staff. It will allow for a collective voice and approach to literacy across the school division, and we look forward to sharing this with all staff and with the community as we go into the next school year. Section 2 deals with the selection of high-quality instructional materials, so that's HQIM. Approved lists have been released from the state, and as you are aware from the resource adoption presentation this spring, the core resource selected was Benchmark Advance. We've already begun training on that with our staff, so they have what they need throughout the summer to be ready to hit the ground running when they return in August. Supplemental and intervention lists have also been approved by the state. That occurred this past spring. We continue to review the lists and the materials that we have purchased. You'll notice Lexia and Ignite, those are two of the all-in tutoring platforms that the state has put forward. These are the supplemental and intervention resources we will be using next year, but we'll also have the opportunity to submit an updated division literacy plan in December 2024 to include any changes and/or additions. The state has given school divisions the time to review and acquire the approved high-quality supplemental and intervention resources. So right now, the main focus is on the core, as divisions do try to get those supplemental and intervention materials approved from the approved list. Section 3, this is a big one. You may have heard some conversation from neighboring districts regarding the training requirements of the VLA. This is a list of what will be expected to be completed next year for various staffing groups. So our K through 5 reading specialists have completed the 54 hours of training. This training is offered through the Virginia Literacy Partnership in conjunction with the University of Virginia, and it's through Canvas, so it's all through Canvas modules. Those modules for everybody else listed below should be released next week for K through 5, and then our middle school teachers at some point in September. So we're just kind of waiting for that all to come out. We continue as an executive team to discuss ways to accommodate these increased and frankly large training requirements for teachers that do not include other professional learning that will be needed for new standards in English language arts, as well as math, and any other additional professional learning and training requirements that are required by the state and the school district. So you can see that it's pretty substantial. We're continuing to discuss ways how we're going to deal with that. We're paying attention to what our neighbors are doing. Want staff to know that they're going to be supported on this, and we're going to do our best to help support them throughout the year. The modules will all be released at the same time. It's recommended to do one a month, but staff will have the option throughout next year to complete at their pace. We're just looking at the ways that we can give them some time to do that. The VALS test administration, I'll talk about the VALS in a second, but that's an additional 3 hours. And then you've got the training that's required for your core resource, your supplemental, and your intervention materials. So for some folks, they could be dealing with all 3 of those. We are going to focus a lot on lesson planning next year, but that will be with the integration of our core resources, as well as focusing on the new standards that are coming out from the state. Section 4, monitoring student assessment and progress. The VALS test, the Virginia Language and Literacy Screener, is going to replace the PALS test. We're expecting it to be more comprehensive and informative on a student's progress as compared to the PALS. All students who score in a high-risk band on VALS must have a student reading plan. So those student reading plans were approved. The template for that was approved this spring by VDOE and the Virginia Board of Education. These will be housed with other parent score reports and the PowerSchool communication add-ons. So reports on SOL scores, VGA scores, VVAS, and then also VALS. All of those will be housed in PowerSchool. We've been able to make the template very accessible for teachers and staff, so drop downs and that type of thing, which will really help them in order to complete those and do that throughout the school year. Classroom teachers and reading specialists will work closely on these plans, and those plans will be shared with parents periodically throughout the school year. So these are all the various progress monitoring tools that we will be using next year. Section 5, the UVA Virginia Literacy Partnership, VLP, has provided a recommended walkthrough tool that we will be using throughout the next school year. We've already uploaded it to CickUp so that we can track overall trends in these observations and identify where there may be need for greater training and focus. We're excited to have the ITCs, our new elementary instructional coaches and reading specialists, join the administrators and instructional team on these walks. There will be a focus on lesson planning and data analysis next year, and this will align well with the goals of the literacy plan. Section 6, as I mentioned earlier, one crucial aspect of the division literacy plan is including how parents, caregivers, and the community will be involved in the district's literacy initiatives. For us, this does include sending communication to parents on the development and implementation of the student reading plans, providing video updates prior to units being done or concepts, provide explanations of how this can be reinforced at home, utilize our parent liaisons in support of providing an overview of the VLA through various family engagement events. Title I, our new PTSO will be a good avenue to share information about the Virginia Literacy Act with families. There's a great one-pager that we already have translated. Thank you, Chair Kirkland, for getting all of that together that we'll be able to share out with the community. And then one of the requirements of the division literacy plan is that it's posted on the school's website, so we will devote a page on the website specifically to the Virginia Literacy Act. That does conclude the different sections of the literacy plan, and I thank you for your time this evening.
Any board questions?
You know I have one cooking, but give me a minute.
Nobody else has one.
More of, let's, I have an idea, at least to begin to begin discussion on maybe how staff might be able to achieve. That's a lot of hours.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of hours. Glad I don't do core. So, yeah, I have a couple ideas to float, at least to put it on table.
Sure.
I'm also taking note of those hours too, just as we switch curriculum to align, and then we have this, and it's just.
I
and
hope
it's every
everyone
year.
understands that this is a state-required
Yeah.
training
Yes.
and not directed from the school division.
Yeah. But it just seems like every year there's something, right? It's.
Yes, there is. Every year.
And you see, I think, interestingly, grades 6 through 8, the core content teachers that aren't teaching English language arts are going to still have to complete 18 hours of training, as you know. So.
Be glad you're going for music.
Administrators have to do it too.
Administrators are also required, so our principals will be attending a session on June 21st. We've all gone through a training with some of the members of the instructional team, went for a day-long training, and then we'll be given some of these modules as well.
All right. Any other questions? No? All right, thank you, Ms. Kelso.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to upcoming meetings, we have the annual organizational meeting, July 1st. Make note, 8:59 a.m. in board chambers, second floor, so see everyone bright and early. It's not on the agenda, but I'm going to throw it out for comments, just because it's the last of the year and we've got some people leaving. But before we adjourn, any board member final comments?
I'll be real quick. I'll be quick.
Okay.
All right. Just Mr. Neff, Miles, Dana, you're leaving really big shoes to fill, but thank you for your service.
Anyone else? I will go last.
I echo the thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege to meet and work every single one of you, and our words of thanks are only a small part of how much your dedication has meant to this district. So thank you so much for everything.
Sorry, I didn't know if anyone else wanted to go before me. It has been amazing working with Mr. Nat and Ms. Williams and Miles. I'm gonna cry. No, I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna force myself not to cry. But it has been amazing getting to know all of you within this setting. And Miles, I know you outside of this, so it's okay. I think I'll be okay. I will miss you all dearly, and it's been amazing working with you guys.
To Mr. Neff, Ms. Williams, Miles, we're gonna miss you all. Thank you so much for your dedication and your heart for what you do. We appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. You will be missed. There will be a void, all three of you. But you know, I think there's a song that says, "How can I say thanks for all that you've done?" And so that's what I'm leaving out there. I don't even know how to say thank you, but it goes beyond that. So I wish you all well and congratulations and moving on.
That's a hard one to follow, Dr. Jones. Beautifully said. Whew. Mr. Neff, congratulations. Retirement, golf, is that what I hear? A lot of golf. Yeah, good luck with those alligators if you go to Carolina. Dana, we couldn't do this without you. I know we're gonna have to learn how to, but that doesn't make it any easier. If anything, it makes it harder. So thank you. Thank you for that the seamless transition from ordinary citizen with a kid in Cougar to becoming a member on the board. Thank you. Miles, I'm gonna do my best. Gonna keep it light, keep it entertained. It's been awesome to have you on my right side here for the whole year. Good luck. You got this. The world is yours for the taking.
Okay. Wow, okay. I did not even know if I was going to make it to this meeting. So in April, I said that was my last meeting. I lied. But nevertheless, I am here. It has been a joy and a privilege to not only be in this district, but to serve on this board. To Dr. Saunders and Mrs. Kirkland, thank you for putting so much trust in me to even begin in this position. When I was a sophomore, I came up to them and I asked, why don't we have a student representative on the school board? And I coordinated with Dr. Saunders and we figured it out. And because no seniors wanted to do it in the class of 2023, not trying to throw shade at y'all, but because no seniors in the class wanted to do it, I was asked at the following convocation. And not only was I confused, I was shocked. And I was like, why me? And I've learned over the last couple of years that sometimes you don't get what you, sometimes you can be blessed by just asking for other people, you know? Advocating for people has always been one of my passions. I am a huge empath and I love this community. I love the students here. I love the teachers here. I love the administrators here. And I'm so grateful that every time my mom and dad decided to move, we moved within walking distance of our old house so we could stay in this district. To the members of the board, thank you so much. Mr. Alexander, we've known each other for a while. It has been an honor growing up with your daughter, who also graduated with me. Crystal. Crystal and I have known each other for a very long time as well, and especially over the last few years, she has grown into being my little sister, and I am so grateful for her life, for her service. I'm very proud of you. I remember when I first found out you were going to be the junior member, and I was like, oh my gosh. And you have grown into it wonderfully. And I'm excited for you to pass the torch on next year. Mr. Cummings, it's been an honor sitting next to you. I believe I was next to Ms. Labodnik last year. Once again, honor sitting next to you. Dr. Jones, thank you for your insight in the conversations that we've had. Same thing with Ms. Cyberling. Ms. Williams, I didn't even know you were leaving until today. You should have saw my face when Dr. Saunders said you were leaving, because I don't know what we're going to do without you, honestly. And even though I'm not going to be here, I know that there will be a void here in Manassas Park. But I also know that Dr. Grosser is going to do an excellent job as the Executive Director of Human Resources. I know I missed the last meeting, so congratulations. And Mr. Neff, man. I don't know if y'all saw my mother walk in, but she's here today. And, oh no, you get a shout out too. But for those of you that don't know, my mother taught in the district, very long time ago. I'm not gonna say the year, but, Mr. Neff was one of her administrators. It's been a very long time. He's known my family for a very long time. He has seen all five of us grow up, and I'm so grateful that I got to spend all of these years with you, learn from you, and pick your brain a little bit. I wish you the best of luck. I hope you enjoy all of that golfing. And this is very emotional for me. I've been in Manassas Park for 13 years, and to see my community change as I grow up has been such an amazing thing. And I love you all so much. Thank you to all the teachers, all the administrators, all of my classmates, all of the family and friends that I've made here, all of the people that have pushed me and helped me grow, including Mrs. Calso, who was my middle school principal in 6th grade. I am so grateful for all of you, and I hope that one day I come back as a teacher appreciating this part of my life even more. So thank you all so much, and thank you all for putting so much trust in me. And I love you all dearly. Once a cougar, always a cougar.
All right, now I gotta follow that. All right, so, real quick, to the PTSO, thank you guys so much. My wife was the treasurer of the PTO. She was the president at one point. I have popped more popcorn at events than I ever want to again for the rest of my life. So I know what you guys are doing. But thank you guys so much. It really, it's been sorely missed. So it's great to see it back up and running. So thank you again. Miles, you are an old soul. You have paved the way for, you set the bar very high. So pay attention. I'm looking forward to the next junior class soon to be coming on. Looking forward to meeting them. Dana, thank you you have been, I've leaned on you for everything. So you've been my rock. You're my ghost tour buddy in Williamsburg. So you will be sorely missed. Eric, from day one, you've been my go-to with everything, questions. I appreciate all of the guidance you've given me through all the years. Hopefully you can make all the home games in Blacksburg now. Go Hokies. And if that is all I've got. So if there's no more, I'd like to get a motion and a second for adjournment, and then we can finish our last meeting of this year and run it back next year, which is in 30 days.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.